You're listening to Jump Point, broadcasting at ultra-high frequency from a sector just outside of Pandora. This is another hacked stream of the independent intergalactic news. That's right, pilots, we are your number one source of everything conflict-based and signal-related in a sector near you. I'm your host, Commander Tilk, and as always, we'll be joined by our I.I.N reporters, the Screamin' Scotsman Lupus, Star Marshal Corky, aka the Prophet, and Ghost Rider, the All-Seeing Shadow. So sit back, enjoy, and be informed. This is another Jump Point I.I.N broadcast.
Welcome back to Jump Point. This is issue 3 and we have some news and patch details for you. Let's get started. While attempting to develop a new range of long-distance communication, the Federation have developed a new state-of-the-art analyzer. An exchange of technology between Federation Bros and the heading families of Jericho resulted in a Federation pilot seeing great potential in this Jericho technology. These systems allow constant analysis of linked friendly ships, however it is massively expensive to use and install. It is based upon the Imperial spy drone technology. The Jericho General in Arms refused to comment on how it was acquired, and as such, non-allied ships will be unlikely to use the system voluntarily. Furthermore, it's been very expensive to actually buy. Teams of pilots working together have managed to install and afford the software and its components using a rental system organized by the United Mercenary Center. Some ships will have this software force installed upon them as a request of their contractor. And in other news, the United Mercenary Center has closed multiple ports and departments that are non-profitable or too dangerous to continue activity. Reports of pirates has boosted black market activity to an all-time high, with various sectors reporting sales of over 2 billion credits. A change to the debris laws set down by the UMC has resulted in a severe reduction in the holding charges for mercenaries who collect various strata from the battlefield. As of this week, the fee for holding and finding artifacts is 0 credits and 0 jail time, and no hard labor. For a certain fee, mercenaries can now choose the sector that they wish to take jobs in, due to the increase of activity in certain sectors over theirs. This is believed to be a ploy by the UCC to increase earnings by paying more for the busier sectors, but no comment was made at this time. And also, the Jericho implant WPN-FS3 came under scrutiny this week after being shown to actually reduce the functionality of certain modules, rather than improve them as it was stated. This is due to the implant not being improved, but rather the components being replaced, resulting in a breakdown of the quality and reaction time within the implant. Pilots are being warned to stay aware of their implant activity and report any defects to the nearest UMC sector officer, or contact StarMed for medical advice. Updates and fixes are underway. And in the malicious section of this news, a computer system within the Imperial Center for Data was attacked by a virus on Monday, with pilots having their victories stolen from them and not having their pay transferred. Nobody has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, despite the Empire being the least damaged in these cyber attacks. The UMC has assured us that the funds will be transferred accordingly after the fix. And if you fly an engineering frigate, we have some news for you. A modification of the Federation technology combined with the complicated interactions of light beams has resulted in the Vanguard group creating a new and improved shield and armor modifier. Currently, frigates have no way of providing the power, so a slightly reduced version has been made using cheaper parts. The Imperial military has approved the use of this module and it will be rolled out on Thursday. This module no longer is expensive and hard-mounted, but a cheap, disposable, and deployable module that allows you to heal and repair remotely, keeping your frigate out of the firing line. The older modules will either be improved or removed entirely. And now for a short break.
Competition, win the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the ring, start the street. If you don't know, you better find out the war pack. Here to prove a point, number one, just believe that you don't wanna tussle with them or be avoided them. Come in the ring with them, you're never walking out again. So you're back on the war pack. Day in, day out, the war pack for life. Tell me who has the guts to come in the ring tonight. Don't care about the weapon, cause we make our own rules. You're doing that what it takes to fill their shoes. See, it's just a crowd pleaser. On the ground to leave, you're the punishment for making the police for these soldiers. So you're back on the war pack. You might wind up in a body bag.
That was another recruitment announcement, and now back to Jump Point for more military news. The Federation were heavily active last week, pushing back against the Empire assault that they'd been weathering lately. The AUT Corporation was a massive influence in the success, with repeated attacks overlapping with their refueling and downtimes, not giving an inch to the Empire fleets. Not even the notorious NASA or Nova fleets were able to defend the area. After capturing nearly 6 sectors last week, ESB finally took a stand to end their run. The AUT Corporation then turned its attention to Jericho, and in a lightning-fast attack codenamed Bites Bicep Chimera, the families hardly stood a chance in the sector. Furthermore, the sector Geyser WX-21 was under a massive attack while housing the Imperial flagship. Jericho, after announcing its evacuation, seemed almost certain to lose the sector. However, a Federation strike force managed to move into the sector and severely damage the flagship and their supply line, right under the Imperial noses. This massively aided the Jericho pilots, who, saluting their brothers in arms against the Empire, fly in and took the sector with ease. A quote from the commander of Jericho Insurgent. "This moment is not just historic and will be written about for a long time. This is how the sector is being learned about and revealed. The Federation, its new ships, and the brave pilots who are able to find and punish the enemies of the Federation in any territory." That was a quote from the commander of the Jericho Insurgent Fleet and their Imperial leader. And in other military news, reports have been turning up everywhere about pirates and heavily modified pirate ships. These ships have been appearing all over the sectors, and authorities believe it's only a matter of time before mercenaries and military elites start to capture these ships and use them for themselves, or sell them on the black market. We're not sure exactly where these ships have come from, or exactly how powerful they are, and we're not sure exactly whether they're being sold, but they're definitely being seen more and more often. There will be more on this topic as details are released. Stay tuned for more information in your military news and the pirate ships that have been being seen around every sector over the last 2 weeks. And now for a quick community announcement.
Are you a lone wolf, rogue fighter, sick of flying space alone? Maximize your bounty and join a corp today by visiting the corporation pages on the forums. Or if you have a corp and wish to advertise, get in contact with one of the Jump Point team members or I.I.N reporters to get your advert in the next issue of Jump Point. This has been another bulletin board update. Now back to the podcast. Are you sick of picking up low-paying jobs at the bar? Flying alone? Living off of scraps? Join the Steel Marauders now and be a part of the bigger fight. They are the whispers heard in space, tales told in bars, and the legends taught in schools. Bounty hunters. Hired guns, friends, family, mercenaries. Fighting for peace in the Pandora system since the first whispers of noise were noticed. They are united in their battle and hungry for answers. They are the Steel Marauders, and they keep what they kill. Sign up now, www.steelmarauders.engine, or check them out in the corporation's directory online. Join the fight. Fight to win.
And welcome back to Jump Point, where we're going to cross over to our foreign correspondent, the Screaming Scotsman Lupus, for your news on cultural, sports, and the weather.
In your cultural news this week, registration for the Summer Cup 2013 opens on the 14th of July. This intergalactic competition is for mercenaries to prove their bloodthirsty skills under the command of various leaders, reaching for the promised awards. Fame awaits all who participate, and there's going to be some massive battles, and most of them will be visible to all pilots, so keep an eye open. A tournament was held last week between the pilots of the Steel Marauders, NASA and ESB corporations. The Steel Marauders were captured during a flight to provide entertainment for the Emperor, and the battles were televised on all entertainment channels. As it stands, the Steel Marauders pilots are still kept in captivity, having lost their chance at freedom in a gladiator-style arena battle. The links to this battle will be provided below. Perhaps some other time they all will taste the sweet, sweet vacuum of Federation space. The weather this week will deteriorate massively, which would tend towards some sort of cosmic disturbance. However, astronomers have denied this, seeing no evidence. One stated that he feels no disturbance in the force, before making a strange waving motion with his hand. The man then seemed to have respiratory problems and mutter something about someone called Luke. I guess astronomers have their own little quirks. But no matter what happens, always remember that natural or unnatural, Star Honey will always be there to help. Always remember Star Honey.
This report was brought to you by ETSN. ETSN is where all mercenaries come to get great. Ever considered mercenary work? This could be your chance in a lifetime. With a ship, credits and standards available to all who qualify, it could be your ticket to freedom or fame, or even infamy. and pay a small fee to join our elites and receive upgrades only available to those with relevant ranks. We work exclusively with the UMC to give you the best you can get. Don't miss your chance to conquer the galaxy and save humanity.